NFL Combine's officially wrapped up. What are my takeaways? The Tennessee Titans could be interested in Jeremiyah Love. Let's talk about next on the Titan Report Podcast. Welcome back to the show. I am your host of the Titan Report Podcast, Jackson Weber. We got a lot to dive in about the NFL Combine. The Tennessee Titans, like a running back in particular, especially could take them at number 4 in this year's draft. So a lot to break down. We're also going to be talking about my top 3 players that stood out to me all the way from Thursday to Saturday. So kind of kick things off. What an incredible week in Indianapolis, Indiana. It feels very great to be back home in the studio. And man, it feels great just to be back in Nashville. And we got a lot to talk about. So if y'all are new, please hit that like button down below. It takes a couple seconds. Make sure y'all subscribe, notification. We have a lot to talk about free agency. That's going to be next episode, whole episode on just talking about free agents. We're going to go to the Pinnacle and see the new Tennessee Titans uniforms get released right in front of us. First guy I want to talk about is David Bailey from Texas Tech. Very, very athletic. David Bailey is 6'3". He's 251 pounds. His arm length is 33 3/4, and his hands are 10 inches and 1/4. David Bailey is a very big guy. His broad jump is 10'9", and he had a 35-inch vertical leap. And David Bailey had the 3rd fastest top speed in the 40, 22.91 miles per hour. That's one of the fastest speeds of any edge in the last 4 years of the Combine. Ran a 4.51 in his first time. Whoever David Bailey is going to go to and get drafted by is going to be a big threat off that defensive line edge. He can rush the passer. Bailey had 79 pressures last season with also 14.5 sacks. The only guy who had more pressures than Bailey, Ruben Bain. I'm comfortable to say David Bailey is going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Next guy is RB Reese. He had an incredible run. He's a linebacker and an edge. Reese is 6'4", 241 pounds. He had a 4.46 40-yard dash. He tied with another Ohio State teammate, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. 1.58 10-yard split. Reese has a lot of skills to bring. Last year, 69 total tackles, 34 solos, 6.5 sacks, and I think he's going to be in the top 5 as well. I have him penciled right now as a New York Jet, but if he falls down in that draft, I'm interested for the Tennessee Titans to take RB Reese. He had an incredible day on Thursday. And the last guy I want to say is another Ohio State teammate, Sonny Styles. Ohio State, first of all, is going to have a ton of talent in this NFL draft. They're going to have a lot of players in the top 10 alone, and Sonny Styles just probably made himself in the top 10 conversation. Styles is 6'4", 243 pounds. Last year, had 46 total tackles, 5 passes deflected, 1 forced fumble. Last year in 14 games for Sonny Styles, 82 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. His dad played 6 years and 1 Super Bowl for the Rams. And we'll talk about his brother later. Styles is very explosive. He has very good size. I think before we enter the week, he was being penciled in the top 10. Now I'm confident to say he's a lock in the top 10 in the NFL draft. One guy I think just fell just a little bit is Ruben Bain Jr. And it's not like he did anything wrong. He just didn't perform at the Combine. I said if David Bailey and RB Reese were going to perform higher than Ruben Bain did, that might make his draft stock just go down just a little bit. It's not going to go down entirely. We have to wait and see if Ruben Bain is going to do his Miami Pro Day, which is on March 26th. But I still have a lot of confidence in Ruben Bain to see what he has to do. Even in those short arms, that's going to be a very big question mark for Ruben Bain. I like what I've seen on film, but can he still produce it from the college to the pros? But that was my takeaways on Thursday night. Now we're going to go to day number 2 with defensive backs and tight ends. Chris Johnson did a lot of good things on Friday, especially his footwork looked good. He showed that he has a lot of speed. He shows he can do a lot of good back pedals, especially not having the best of Senior Bowl days. Johnson bounced back and had a good combine, checked off a lot of boxes that he needed to check off. Go to Keon Sadiq, 6'3", 241 pounds, ran a 4.39 40. That's the fastest time for a combine tight end since 2003. He also had a 43.5-inch vertical, 11.5-inch broad jump. He's probably the big number 1 tight end in this NFL Combine. That was the biggest thing. Who's going to be the number 1, him or Stowers? And Keon Sadiq has a lot of good traits to him. He's very fast. He's very athletic. And he has a lot of good things like a good blocking. He's a very good pass catcher, which things that you do need at a tight end. I think he's clear as number 1 tight end in this NFL Combine. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Eli Stowers. Eli Stowers is also on here. 4.5, 140, 45.5-inch vertical. I think Keon Sadiq is the better tight end in this Combine. Last guy I want to go to, how about the Styles brothers going at it in this Combine? Enzo Styles, who's a defensive back, also play Ohio State with his brother. Enzo Styles is going to be a very high day 2 pick. And 4.2740, the fastest since the safety since 2003. But he's going to go someone, especially the safety class was very good in this NFL Combine. It's one of the things I took away from it as well. So Lorenzo Styles is definitely his draft stock just went up. We're going to talk about day number 3. First guy to talk about is Jacoby Lane. What a big stud at wide receiver. Very tall, very versatile. Ran a 4.47 and the 40-yard run. Also, his vertical jump was 40 inches. He had a very good performance. You can see his route running was very well. He catched a lot of good balls. He only dropped one that he should have caught. Jacoby Lane has a lot of good traits to him. He has very good hands. He's very versatile. He can play inside, play outside. He was overshadowed by Mekhi Lemon, but man, the Jacoby Lane have a very good combine. Very showed out. Very showed a lot of good things that scouts wanted to see. I think he's moved his way into a day 2 prospect, and that's a close eye to get. And that's one of the guys to have a close eye about. I really like Jacoby Lane in the second round. Taylon Green, quarterback from Arkansas. Taylon Green is very athletic. He has a lot of good traits. The biggest question is his throwing. He needs to improve on some throwing, especially in pressure. When the process did get a little more faster for him, his arm and his feet did not 100% go together. But I think Taylon Green's going to look good. I think once he gets that down together, I think Taylon Green has a lot of tools an NFL team could work with. Last but not least, Jeremiyah Love. He had the fastest 40-yard run since a running back since 2020 with Jonathan Taylor, 4.36. But Jeremiyah Love definitely impressed in the skills. I think the biggest questions going into this draft is how is he going to be as a pass catcher? He answered a lot of those questions. His feet work is very incredible. He can shed blocks. He can shed tackles. Jeremiyah Love has a complete package for somebody that is looking for a dual threat running back. I'm comfortable to say he could be a lock in the top 5. And I think he's going as far up as in the top 7 picks in the first round. Speaking of Jeremiyah Love, the Tennessee Titans reportedly like him. Let's talk about and let's break down after this clip from Matthew Berry of NBC Sports.
3 landing spots for Jeremiyah Love that would be most fun for us in the world of fantasy football. Well, I mean, look, the Chiefs are the obvious one, right? It doesn't feel like Kareem Hunt or Isaiah Pacheco have that much left in the tank. And getting a guy like Love in an Andy Reid offense, that would be a lot of fun. I'll tell you this much, talking to some sources around here, around the Commanders, they say they need a thumper. Jeremiyah Love would qualify. He qualifies at a lot of different things, but running back, a lead running back is a need for Jaden Daniels in that offense. So I could see the Commanders, and that would be a lot of fun in that offense there. David Blau taking over. It's going to look a lot like the Lions offense from the last couple of years under Blau. So you could see Jeremiyah Love having a lot of fantasy value if he was in Washington. How about the Saints? You know, I know Alvin Kamara was there, but, you know, feels like Kellen Moore wants to think about the success he had in Philadelphia with Saquon Barkley, getting a young running back like Jeremiyah Love. But I got a wild card for you. As great as all 3 of those would be fun for us in the world of fantasy, the rumor I heard last night, that the Tennessee Titans think Jeremiyah Love is the best player in the NFL draft. Now again, that's a rumor. I'm not reporting it as news. I'm not a journalist. I'm just telling you, I think it's interesting. Could you imagine Jeremiyah Love, a member of the new look Titan?
Now, I'm not here to tell you guys the Titans are interested in Jeremiyah Love. That's just a rumor that it came out. I want to let you guys know that. One of the biggest reasons why I like Jeremiyah Love, because he's patient. You need to have patience at the running back position. Jeremiyah Love's going to be a fantastic back for wherever which team he's going to go to. He's going to fit that offense whichever team he's going to go to. And he could fit an offense like Brian Daboll's new offense and Carmen Brasilea's new offensive line. I think the 3 things that Titans fans need to keep in mind of, especially if you want to land Jeremiyah Love, is first get a premier wide receiver. In free agency, Romeo Doubs, Alec Pierce, and Rondell Robinson could be guys to keep in mind about. Now, obviously, Alec Pierce, we have to wait and see what the Colts are going to do. I don't expect the Colts to even let him leave, but if he's even out there, the Titans got to go out and pay him. Alec Pierce is a very good dual threat wide receiver. Rondell Robinson, the same thing. Romeo Doubs is a good receiver all the way around. He's very young. He could be a good build for this Tennessee Titans offense, and he can be there for a very long time. You need to make sure you have your wide receiver set in stone. Calvin Ridley is not your wide receiver number 1. If he's going to be on this team next year, he's going to take a step down. and you're going to build around them. And I think that's what the Titans need to do, and they need to get younger at wide receiver. Those three positions have me very interested in. Number two, you need to solidify your offensive line. 3 out of 5 guys are going to be there. You're going to have to find 2 new guys. Either you're going to re-sign Kevin Zeitler to still be a right guard, or either you're definitely going to be finding a brand new center. The biggest question is, are you going to be finding a brand new right guard in free agency as well? Tyler Linderbaum is very interesting to me, but a couple guys in this draft do the same. But you need to make sure you complete that offensive line. And if you want to even have a chance at getting Jeremiyah Love, Tyler Linderbaum is the place to start at center. Right guard, I'm fine with keeping Kevin Zeitler here. I think it'd be a smart move. It'd be a safe move. I wouldn't mind going out there and getting somebody else either, but Kevin Zeitler does interest me in bringing him back for another season. Last point, you need to find blocking tight ends. Gunnar Helm is that. I think he can still be a great blocking tight end, but Chikakonko is not. I don't think Chikakonko is going to be here next year. It doesn't make sense for Chikakonko to be here next year. He already kind of said his goodbyes. The Titans are prioritizing him to bring him back to Nashville. I 100% hate it, but I have questions around it. You need to find a better blocking tight end, better veteran for this offense. So those are my things for Jeremiyah Love if you're going to bring him into Nashville. But a very good young prospect for the offense. He's the most ready prospect in this NFL draft. Besides, like I mentioned, RB Reese earlier, Jeremiyah Love is the second player I think is going to make an impact from day number 1. If you're asking me today, because I've gotten messages, who do you think you can take at number 4? Man, I don't think anybody even really knows, because the Titans can go anywhere at this point. It really matters what the Jets are going to do. Are the Jets going to take RB Reese? Are the Jets going to take Ruben Bain? That's going to be the biggest question. If RB Reese falls to 4, I'm all in RB Reese. If the Jets do take RB Reese and then Ruben Bain does go, I'm fine with David Bailey. If the Titans are not comfortable with David Bailey, maybe you trade down. Everything's on the table after leaving the NFL Combine. And that's the biggest takeaway to me. The Titans are open to anything. You could trade back, because I think the biggest thing is why people are bringing up the trade back. And Mike Bergonzi wants to get 30 draft picks in the next 4 years, right? You're at 24 right now. You need to get more draft picks. Could Mike Bergonzi this time maybe trade down and get a guy like Lemon, who had a very good combine? Could you maybe trade down and Jeremiyah Love is there at number 6? And the Browns go up and go get somebody? There's still a lot of big questions around, and we're going to find out those questions hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, like I said, Ruben Bain still has to go in his combine. I think we need to see more of Carnell Tate to have an even full evaluation. Honestly, today, if you ask me about Carnell Tate, I'm more out. I got a question on TikTok from Jonathan Titan fan. So do you think this means, after trading for Jermaine Johnson, do I think this means that we're drafting offense with our first pick? Like I said, everything's still into play. I'm not comfortable drafting a wide receiver if you're asking wide receiver number 4. I think the Titans are going to lean into more defense at number 4. However, they could get Jeremiyah Love. That could be a very interesting thing as well. I think we can't really say until after free agency. We have to see truly what the Titans be doing in free agency to me to judge what they're going to be doing at number 4 or anybody else should. I think that's my take on that. Right now, no. We're drafting still defense at number 4. The Titans need edge help. That's the second thing they need to get done this offseason. They need to find the second edge to line up next to Jermaine Johnson. But good question there. But no, right now, currently today, my stand is the Titans still need to take defense at number 4. All right, next week, we have a big week of free agency. We got a lot to talk about. Going to do a whole free agency. Going to break down almost every single position that the Tennessee Titans need and what they're going to be looking at. Free agency starts on March 11th. Things are going to get crazy. So enjoy the mellow time that you guys have. Things are going to start to go crazy. This channel is going to have a lot of content next in the next couple weeks. If y'all are new, please like and subscribe. Have the notification bell on so you don't miss any latest Titans news. I'll see you on the next episode next week. Tighten up.